It kind of helped them advance. I mean, do you think this was a conspiracy?
Gotta go with Jacob Butter. Gotta go
No,
lefty.
we're talking about the players, the tournament champions into the podcast.
There he is, right there.
Oh, he doesn't even know how to watch. Go to youtube.com and search Down Lane Podcast. Hello and welcome to Down Lane Podcast. We are streaming live from the lab at Town and Country Lanes. I'm your host, Kyle Haines, and with me is the assistant to the host, Anthony Scaccia.
Welcome back, everybody. We're glad to see you're here, and we can't wait to have a great conversation with you. Chalk bowling with us for an hour while we're in the pro shop waiting to bowl.
Woo! With us, as always, is producer Austin.
Did Anthony get a podcast lesson since last episode?
I know he's talking like Mr. Rogers. On tonight's episode, speaking of which, we are going to be talking about the newly released PBA schedule, which
Blue Hammer,
which has some exciting features to it, I think.
a little schmutz.
Do I? Thanks. We are also going to be talking about
That's it.
Arsenal update, what we got going on in our equipment line, what we're using week in and week out. And then we're going to talk a little bit about a big announcement from the NCAA that
Anthony found that he cannot refine.
right. So it could be false information, could be good information. I'm
I
not
did
sure.
see the picture. All I saw, it was on Facebook. It was just a picture with the words.
Okay. So we'll talk about that in a few minutes.
Yeah, there was nothing else on it. It was literally just
There was an NCAA tag at the bottom, but
Couldn't find it after that. So before we do, don't forget to like, subscribe, click the bell to get alerts from the channel. And you can email us at downlanepod@gmail.com. And if you can't watch on YouTube, you can always download and listen using your favorite podcast service. Don't forget to check out that Etsy shop for some sweet apparel and whatnot. So let's get right into it. Austin, how was your week this week?
busy, very busy. Bowling wise, subpar.
Yeah.
I think I split in all 3 10th frames Monday night. No, I didn't. I struck out the first one to win by a couple pins.
Nice.
But the last two, horrible.
Horrible.
I mean, 250 games turned into 2-0 games.
Yeah, I had that happen to me Thursday? No, Sunday morning. We were bowling in the club and had a good 220 game going and decided to whiff a 9-pin.
I totally forgot about that club tournament. I'll put it on record. I do not think I got to double-digit strikes in 4 games.
Shout out to Larry Gagliardi, the Iron Lotus, on
Ooh, we
hooking
got
us
some
up with
snackies.
some cow corn or something
What?
like that
Caramel corn?
from the yellow truck that travels from the city every night. So thanks, Larry. We appreciate that. And we hope you guys at home are having a cup as well.
It is good caramel. It's nice and light. It's not like too sweet, too heavy.
I ate the whole bag.
Yeah, it's a nice treat. Thanks, Larry.
It's a nice treat.
How was your week
tummy.
this week?
Well, are we going to talk about Tournament Club or should I jump in on the Tournament Club?
Whatever you want to talk about, man. It's your week.
Well, I didn't know if we were going to talk Tournament Club afterwards.
No, we can talk about it now. Sure. We bowled it this weekend. Go ahead.
Monday was bad. I didn't shoot over 175 for 4 games. Tuesday, I shot 680 with a 279 game. And
Wow.
yeah, it's been a rough week.
Yeah.
Tournament Club came in 4th on 43 feet. Earl Anthony prepping for the next regional coming up in next weekend, which I am going to. No, it was interesting because we're following the regional schedule. We are trying to find out our new
Our lane patterns are following the regional.
We're
schedule.
trying to, yeah.
Yeah.
This one coming up because the next one after in November, because it's 43 feet and like 2-1 again. I think we were thinking about doing 42 feet and the 6-1
Short
pattern.
it down a little bit. Yeah.
Maybe a little easier too because we've had 2 really tough patterns to start off. But anyways, we were on Early Anthony 43 feet, 31 mils, and
It was tough.
Yeah, scores were not high. I think I was plus 23. I started at plus 23, and it was throw your low game out. Let's
Right.
not forget that.
Yep.
So I shot 223 out of the gate with my speed.
Throw your low game out. I was still minus.
That's
Bad day.
That's low.
I was minus a lot.
They were hard.
I threw my 124 out.
They were hard, but they were not impossible.
No, they weren't impossible. They were tough because the amount of volume and then the amount of length that we had was tough. So, I started off with my speed, and my speed was drilled, as we all know. I think I've referenced it. It's the ball that the PBA ball reps drilled for me out at the national event, the Masters. So that ball is really good on that kind of stuff. I actually just drilled a kinetic Cobalt behind me just like it in preparation for the weekend, because that speed was a little too forward after the first game. So I figured I might be able to ball down into that. It is a few steps down, but I don't feel like drilling a million balls because I just plugged a bunch of them. And I believe I'm getting rid of some of my older stuff that is coming up to getting retired or whatever. So I'm going to probably drill like another 6 in January, December-ish, late December, when I kind of get rid of everything. Just 6. I'm going to do like a bag. I'm going to do like a bag, I think, and then have some of my other stuff here and there. And try to do like bags every so often. I think I've been doing that. I've been doing pods of balls instead of just one at a time, unless they send me one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
But this one I just drilled because I want to see how it rolls. What up, Mike? But yeah, we bowled that. I was plus 23. I started plus 23. I shot 170. I tried the new blue hammer that game, or 180. I grinded it out. It just wasn't the right look. I had a little bit of hook. It just wasn't right. But I gave it a shot because I said, I got 223 out of the gate. That's going to be a good game. I can throw one out, and I know that the lanes are hooking a little more as we went to the middle. So I was like, okay, well, that'll be okay for me. So I tried the new blue. I didn't have a great game with it. And then I went 199, 201 the last two. So it just kept me right around plus 23. I think the cut was plus 9.
Yep. Nick Harris was plus 9.
And we ended up going to eliminator style. I think we bowled 2 games, threw your low game out there. I had a great pair on 7 and 8. I had an unbelievable look. Too bad, when you get that pair, you have to whack it. And I am trying to win because that is a good teaching. It is a good tool for that event for me because it teaches you how to win too.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody knows, like in that event, that it's just me. It's not like we're bowling for a ton of money. So everybody gets it. So I'm able to kind of really give it a go. And I knew I needed that pair to hit because I had a hook on the gutter on that pair. I didn't hit it. I think I shot like 199, low 2-0.
Hook on the gutter.
Yeah, I found hook on the gutter. So I ended up getting like a low 2-0 game or something like that, or it was just around even. And Nick Harris was right behind me in the last game. I went for broke. I went for a completely different ball. I went back to the blue hammer to see if I could get close on the gutter because it still had like 500 on it, more closer to 800 probably at the time. And I shot like 175. I shot like 175. So it wasn't it. At the end of the game, I think you remember I switched to my perfect mindset, which has a long pin on it. And that's when I said, go forward. And I literally went straight through the 2-pin. And I might have gotten 3 pins on that shot. But
that ball laughed at you.
It laughed on me in that pair. But then the funny thing was like, okay, now when I go to the next pair, I know I have hook on the gutter because we went back. So we flipped. We went from 7 and 8 to 3 and 4. And then for step ladder, we went back to 7 and 8.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew I had hook on the gutter. I said the speed was a little too much. I need something that's a little bit.
And before we move into step ladder, how'd you get there in that game against Nick Harris?
How did I get where?
To the finals. What happened to Nick?
He choked.
What did he miss?
I don't freaking know what he did. He did like
something in the middle of the lane.
It was like a 2-pin or 2 pins are hard.
3-pin maybe.
He needed a strike.
I thought he just needed the spare.
No, he needed a strike.
Oh, all right.
He needed a strike to beat me. And he also had to pick up X amount of pins. So he actually had to shoot 217. He had to strike there.
Okay.
It wasn't wasn't a spare opportunity. But we get into match play and I stay in my perfect mindset and it's there. That was the right ball I should have used. It would have probably moved me up a spot or two in the step ladder, but I had to bowl the first game. I shoot 238 and my streak continues of losing in match play with a great averaging about 240. My opponent shot 248. Pat was using purple hammer. Pat, I'm never convincing you to bowl a tournament ever again.
Yeah.
Because I saw him on, I think, Thursday, and he was up here. I was like, dude, you should join. Like, you fit the mold for us.
Yeah.
And he came up in practice today, and we talked for about an hour about some balls. So that was good. But it was a good event.
I couldn't believe and I didn't try mine because my grips are all different right now.
It
But
literally rolled right on the edge of the oil.
Believe
Perfect.
How it worked on that 43-foot shot. It was unreal.
Yeah, who would have thought that ball would roll literally on the body of how the oil was laid down the lane? It literally did.
I mean,
I tried.
You did try.
Didn't work.
Okay.
For this guy,
if he did lose it too much, right, it would sail just like anybody else. But
yeah, but he never lost the rig. He hooked at 10 feet.
Right. It rolled up right at the splice past the arrows.
Yep.
And then just sat there.
It just hit the body.
Such
and
a good
it was
reaction.
a good ball.
Yeah.
I think it was in the second frame, and some guy's like, "Man, he's got a good look." I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna have to shoot like 250 to win." And like I knew it.
Yeah.
And like I said, it doesn't matter if I win or lose. I prefer to win that 100%. But you know what? It's good that everybody gets a chance, and we had 2 divisions. So shout out to TR Millette.
New winners. Did Ron win before? I can't remember. So 2 new winners.
Shout out to TR Millette and Ron Paradiso. Those guys, both those guys. I don't want to say they ran away with their division.
Ron certainly did.
Ron was plus about 100.
Yeah. Next guy down was maybe 50.
I think it was JP, and JP was 45 or 40 or about 50. So he beat guys by about 50 in qualifying.
He had a beautiful look.
Yeah, he bowled great. But he also bowled great. He
Yeah.
bowled really
I'm
good.
saying
you know?
he but his, I think, rev rate and speed just matched that pattern.
He's good on
perfectly.
long.
Yeah.
He's good on long.
Exactly.
He loves the long stuff. So congrats to them. They bowled great, and I thought we had an overall good event, and we're looking forward to a new venue.
That's right.
At my uncle's place, Boulevard Bowl. We're going to be heading down there for another event. It's the first time we're traveling.
Give guys a little different look at some different lanes and how the lane patterns maybe change or how they play differently with older surfaces versus newer surfaces, et cetera, et cetera.
I did invite him to bowl the event, as you know, because he's letting us use the facility. Of course, we're paying our lineage way, but I was like
99% certain that he's not going to bowl.
He actually bowls at 10 a.m. in the Jack Scaccia Memorial Football League.
Oh, nice.
So,
and I was only saying because like he's the guy that
he's always
would be
busy.
like, yeah, but no, none of that. I'm saying he would be like, no, I'm the proprietor. I'm not bowling.
No, I don't think you do that because I think it's you, me. Our division's really like everybody knows each other.
Yeah.
So I don't think it would have been a big deal. I did say if Attilio doesn't bowl his son, he could certainly bowl with us to just get him in because they're letting us come down. So
that's right.
I did talk to him the other day, so we're good to go on that. But yeah, it was a good event for me, and I'm looking forward to tonight to throw a new ball to see how it rolls, and then maybe a little bit of practice next week with it.
Sweet.
So, and we got a tournament this weekend too.
You do. We do.
We do.
Oh yeah. This weekend, big tournament.
Huge.
Adult junior. Anthony's going to be the junior.
Hi, Mom.
I like it. It.
No, I'm bowling with my son. Anthony's bowling with one of the junior bowlers here at Town and Country, Jay. And we are supporting the Schenectady Community College team by
we're
fundraiser.
Yep, it's a $25 event. Hopefully, thank you, Pizza Wings. I appreciate it. I will shoot 400 for one game. Handicap is included. And we'll see what happens. But with Jay's a two-hander. He bowls pretty good. So we'll see what happens. But I tried to bowl with my other nephew. I tried to bowl with Ethan. Am I supposed to say his name on the internet?
That's good. Just Ethan.
Okay.
But he's
3, 4.
He's 5.
He's 5. And apparently he doesn't have the attention span to bowl 3 games.
3 whole games with adults and whatever. Yeah.
I would have bowled with him. I mean,
also it'd be a lot of G balls.
They would probably just put us on another pair. I would have just donated my money. Put us next to you guys. We'll bowl by ourselves because it's going to take us just as long with 6 people for you guys as it is for us 2.
Michael, stick with us throughout the show. We'll talk about.
We're actually got a new little segment.
We'll talk about what balls we're going to be bowling with and what's in our bag lately. So stick through the show. So we got the big adult junior tournament to support the Schenectady Community College team, and I
plan on winning that.
It helps them get to different tournaments throughout the country. We're doing that, and then this past Tuesday, I got to sub. I was forced to sub. I subbed for the Jack Scaccia, and I shot a 710 with a 186 game. So I was pretty happy about that.
He's back, folks. He's back. No more Epiphany of the Week. No more CLT. He's going straight up and down conventional style, and that's how he's bowling.
I think really all it came down to is that it's the ocean vibe, and it destroys this place. Absolutely destroys this place.
I really think that you do have to go back to the straight up and down. I think you throw it better. I think we just got to figure out your pitches from there on out.
I think my pitches are pretty good. I used the 0 pitch Tuesday night.
You're getting used to it now.
Because the reverse pitch was falling off way too fast.
You're getting used to it
Yeah.
now. I think that was a big thing because like I went to a 1/4 inch when I first started, and dude, whoa.
And for
I'm supposed to
me,
be using 5/16.
it wasn't. I just relaxed my grip a little bit with the 0 pitch.
Yeah, you can relax more.
Yep, and
Really
just let
shove
it
your hand in
just
there.
let it relax or just let it roll off.
Yeah.
For the most part. I mean, I still grab. I'm a grabber, so
Yeah, I remember when I started doing it too. I mean, I'm still kind of feeling it out, but when I was at a 1/4 pitch, dude, whoa! I don't know how you people use a 1/4 pitch.
backward,
Oh,
reverse. Yeah,
yeah.
no
It
idea.
comes out of my
I
hand
don't
like
use that much.
flies on rice. Let me tell you.
So
So I
You know
went
what I'm
back to an
thinking?
eighth.
I'm thinking since that reverse one is the keys are broken, I can put it in whichever way I want. Maybe I'll try a little forward pitch tonight.
God bless you, Nick Harris. You'll have to shoot a million again.
All right, let's get right into it. The PBA has announced their schedule for 2024, finally. And there's some pretty sweet bits to it that I think a lot of people will really like. I mean, I think it's really good. But
How about the locations first?
yeah, so I mean,
Because I really want to go to one event because it's close.
Yeah.
Um,
we got
there's a few events that I like, but the dates just don't match.
right. We got
unfortunately.
Wichita, Kansas.
That's the start off, right?
Yep, that's the Players Championship. You got the U.S. Open in Indy. Then the Classic tournaments. You've got in Mount Prospect, Illinois, Springfield, Missouri, Championship Lanes in Anderson, Indiana, and Middletown, Delaware. That's the Classic tournaments.
What's up, Chad?
Now the Classic tournaments last year, if you remember,
No.
they had strictly on Bowl TV, the qualifying and the finals.
I did forget to say that.
And so now all of the Classic tournaments will now be televised. The finals will be televised on FS1, which is a pretty big deal.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
I did forget to tell you, I don't know if you saw, but the PBA's Bowl TV did
Got
have their
extended.
official
Multi-year deal.
We're doing
Yep.
like the whole enchilada thing. I did kind of forget to tell you that. I didn't know if you saw
Oh,
it.
I saw it. Big
I know that's what you're all about. I mean, and as a PBA member who watches Bowl TV, I mean, it is nice to have.
Yes.
But I just don't know. For me, I mean, I don't think I have enough time. Myself personally, I don't think I have enough time to watch. But
Yeah, I mean, I don't
it
know.
is good that it's under one umbrella now.
I don't know how these people out in the world sit there and are able to watch TV like Nick Harris. Bowl TV all
You're
day.
killing me there.
I think they're called office jobs.
Yes. Got the
Well,
one screen with the bowling and the other screen with their kind of work.
Well, let me be honest though. I think you could totally do it because Austin, at your job, you could have a TV set up there and just glance up every once in a while. I'm sure your dad would like that. Like if you had like
You have a
PBA
TV in there, don't you?
It is not a smart TV.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. Well,
so
I'm
get a
just saying.
Chromecast or a Roku stick
Yeah,
or
well, I'm
whatever.
just saying, like if the
No,
PBA
but
50 was on, your dad would probably be like, "Oh yeah, I'd love to watch that."
Yeah,
Just
and not get
I
any work done.
usually just watch stuff on my phone with
Yeah.
an earbud.
Fine, whatever, Austin. Don't put up a big TV.
I'm sorry. There'll be a projector up next week.
All right,
We
good.
should put a TV in here for that.
Sure. So yes, the
We can watch it while
all
we're
of the
live.
Classic tournaments no longer being finalized on or finals on Bowl TV, which I'm sorry, but just looked so bad. Like it just looked like a local TV show. You know what I mean? It was not good.
Question:
So now it'll all be on FS1. Yes,
Does that mean that the PBA is doing better?
I think so. But what they did was, in order to get that airtime, they took out all of the long
The long
finals. So like all of like the Masters, I think it was, right? Or the PBA playoffs or whatever
Yeah,
it was.
yeah.
They had the one that had
wasn't the
all of the
Masters.
step ladders, a super long, the step ladder after this step ladder.
Players
After this.
Championship.
Could be. I forget if these guys
It
want to let us
was-
know.
Yeah, it was that long 2-day show that was kind of.
There was
It
a
was a
couple
good
of them that did
idea.
it. Yeah.
Oh, you talking about
You know
the
what I'm talking
regions?
No.
No,
They had multiple days of step ladders. So like if you were in 12th place, you
It was
had
like
to climb.
It was 16.
12 positions.
You do it every
I know.
game.
Yeah. And so while it's good to have bowling on TV, it made for very strange finals to have multiple step ladders to get to first. It made it weird. But
It
those
was
are
weird.
gone, so it'll just be the regular 5-man step ladder. One day of finals. And then the other interesting thing is
What is it, Kyle? Tell me.
I will tell you. I'll tell you right now.
More.
The Saturday before the finals of all of the majors, they are adding in. So again, this is Saturday on FS1 before the finals on Sunday of the majors. They have changed the PBA league to the PBA Elite League, whatever that means. They haven't announced what those details actually are, but what they're doing is they're doing their seeding on those 5 Saturdays before the finals of the majors. So we're going to get to see league competition all throughout the season, which, Austin, doesn't that sound familiar? Like somebody came up with this idea a while ago.
We're pretty good.
Our own Anthony Scaccia, I believe if you check back in the records, in the archives of our show, so it must be, Tom, thank you for watching week in and week out, because
did I say this?
Yeah, this was like your whole idea about having the PBA league actually during the bowling season.
Well, the other thing too is I don't know if I said it, but it would probably boost attendance maybe
at the tournament.
Yeah,
in-house.
There's like another there's another,
Of course, why not?
So it
2
might,
days of finals that are 2 different events.
Yeah, it'd be really cool. So we'll see what happens with it. I mean, I'm still all for just the brands having their own teams still. I think that's the best idea. That way there's actually signing and stuff like that.
Right.
But I'm glad
This is a
that
good
the
start.
PBA listen to me, and it's free, I guess. I mean, I didn't charge you anything. Next time I will write an email and make sure
Just send
I
a
get
bill.
what's
Just send an invoice right to Tom Clark and like for
Deke, I'm freaking smart, brother. That's right. I just have, my brain just flies off the handle all the time.
It's in constant motion. But
It
yeah,
is.
so
It is.
so basically you're going to be able to see team bowling on Saturday. If I'm getting this right. Why are you mimicking me?
I thought it was fun.
So we'll see team bowling on Saturday, I think, because they would have to draft all the teams, right? Before the beginning of the season.
Yeah, I would believe they would have to do it before the
But again,
playoffs.
it's now Elite League, so I don't know if they're just taking the top finishers of the previous season and putting them into something. We have yet to learn what that even
I'm
means.
sure it's going to be similar, but you're probably not going to have as big as a pool to pick from.
Right, because
Yeah.
they're elite.
Sure, I guess. I mean, whatever. I mean,
But anyway, so you're gonna have the one tournament on Saturday, seeding for what will be the PBA League in September. The
big
finals and matches will be in September for that. But I think it's really cool. It's gonna be good for not just attendance in house, but it's gonna be good for ratings, because the day before, and actually I think Tom Clark kind of alluded to this when he was on our show, not this particularly, but as far as ratings go for television, because what he was saying was, when you don't watch tennis except when the US Open is on, or the whatever, Wimbledon, you know what I mean? So like no one watches, I shouldn't say that. That's not fair to say, but none of it's really that televised, right? Yeah. But and none of it's really that televised
Who
to
watches
watch.
tennis?
So my point is what
I'm
he
just
was
saying, I don't even know when it's on.
tennis players. What he was saying is
Whatever.
bring more attention during those times. So what this will do is, these guys doing that elite field seat or elite league seating on Saturdays, it'll give the PBA an opportunity to say, hey, don't forget tomorrow US Open airs at whatever time it is on Sunday. So I think it's good for the TV ratings, and it's just good for bowling overall for PBA to get 2 days of the weekend more exposure.
Right. I think you're right, Kyle.
I'm glad you think I'm right.
I do like the idea. I think it's going to be good because it was my idea.
Thank you, Tom Clark, for the recognition.
I think it'll work. I think it'll be better off, and we'll have to see where it goes. But like I said, I don't really believe in the drafting and having all these guys throw
It's
different
just
bowling
silly.
balls. I think more of a signing thing would be better. And as they sign players, that's kind of their draft. You know what I mean? As new players start to leak into the league, it will be a little bit different. But you know what? We'll see what happens, and maybe they'll have to put me on a team or make me commish.
Well, you'll have to bowl some to even be considered.
That's true. I will say that at least, as you talk always about leading up to this event, the storyline of how this is going to give you a
I
season.
didn't even think of that.
Yeah, I mean,
so now we're going to actually be able to see the
you can
progression of the teams, progression of the players.
But the question is it too sparse? That's a good word for me.
Like sprinkling it in throughout the season?
Yeah,
because it's not being there in the forefront every single week.
Right. January, we have one. Then we're going to have one in March. What happened in February?
Right. Or whatever the schedule is. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Like it'd have to be at least once a month. You have to keep it relevant. You know what I mean? And it's got to be, you got to make sure it's in the circle. So I think that would probably be something that you'd have to really work in. I think that'd be cool for a PBA team or PBA 50 team. I mean, maybe I could join.
So it will be January. There will be Elite League.
Yep, January.
No, not January. Even though that is a major, but it's not there. So it starts with the U.S. Open. So it will be February, March, April. There's a couple in April.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
The problem that I do see with what you're talking about, as far as getting all the storylines starting to move and whatever.
Keep it fresh, keep it going.
Well, it's going to stale out because they're done in April.
Exactly.
And then you don't get to see the finals until September.
It's kind of an interesting concept. I like the move. I might not like the format that it's in.
Right, the scheduling and whatever, yeah.
I think, you gotta strike while the iron's hot, and you gotta hit it. You gotta hit it while it's there in April, May. I mean, the guys might not like it, but at the same time, it's like, listen, you want to travel in September or you want to travel now while we can maybe this becomes an event where it becomes more of what the PBA kind of plays towards, and then the singles become smaller events. I don't know. I'm just saying. And then, you can create a bigger, wider audience. Like, hey, this is what our future is. I think you got to decide which way you want to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's either got to be, you got to have a singles, like a single season, or you got to have a team season. And you got to keep everybody relevant at all times. It's kind of like, we went to a seminar for stuff last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was. And it's like, some people were like, hey, as you guys do social media, you got to keep everything relevant. Like you start getting rid of stuff and you start unloading, and then all the new balls come in and boom, that is now done. So it's like, okay, we're going to do, well, done as in that old release is now stale.
Right.
You can't keep it hot anymore. So this is like, oh yeah, we're going to do singles. Oh yeah, we're going to have team. Oh, then singles. Oh, now we're going to, you can't do that.
Don't forget mixed doubles.
It's got to be like, you've got to have seasons. In my opinion, it's got to be seasons. And then you would do small events or small PBA, the smaller ones, which have to be by themselves, obviously, like they're doing, but you've got to have kind of like, okay, we're going to be on the road for 2 weeks here. We're going to go team for these 2 weeks. Then we're going to go singles, and there'll be small singles for them over there. Then we got the 2 big singles with a small event for the team here. We can kind of keep it going, but you can't skip the whole year, the whole summer.
Yeah,
you're expect people to come back.
Right, and you're going to, exactly.
I don't know if I just rambled, but I'm trying to it sounds like what they're doing, but it's just, I feel like they're not going to be able to keep everything
fresh in your mind.
It's going to be, Anthony Simonson wins the Masters. Oh yeah, by the way, remember when the tropical team led the qualifying this week?
Right.
Who's going to remember that? They're going to be like, oh, did you see the step ladder? So it ends up being there's too much going on instead of being able to focus on one thing.
No, that's a good point.
That's just my take. Now maybe they'll do a great job at it. I don't know, because I don't know anybody.
Well, if history says anything,
it'll be great.
But yeah, I think I completely agree. You got to separate the events, at least for people to keep fresh, keep it in mind, and keep the storylines going. Because that's what we talked about before, was how important it is when you're watching football or baseball. It's less about the games, and it's more about, I mean, obviously people are watching games.
Taylor Swift.
But Taylor Swift. We needed Taylor Swift in the bowling.
Well, I'll be honest with you.
Hang on. So what I'm saying is, you cut me off actually. If you want to get
really you were laughing about Taylor Swift, so I tried to jump in quick.
But now you're gonna screw me all up. So a lot of it is not just the game on Monday night or Wednesday night or Saturday night. It's the hours and hours and hours of ESPN and NFL Network and all these shows that are dedicated to a single sport. Not even multiple sports. It's just a single sport of dedication to covering it, all about the injuries and the off-field storylines and all this or that. So
You think bowling could do that?
It's got to get built up to the way it used to be.
Like 20% more income, yeah.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying. I mean,
but my point is that it's all about the storyline. Just like when I said that they need to start doing or continue to do the press conferences afterward. Is 99% of the press conference a bunch of nonsense that nobody cares about? Yes, but it's the 1% of the time that you can grab a soundbite. You know what I mean? Like when Simo pulled, I don't know what the guy's name that did it on the NFL or whatever. I'm just here to because I'm supposed to be
Marshawn Lynch.
So
I'm here so I don't get fined.
So right. So Simo basically did the same thing.
I have a good quote by him too.
But that's what I'm saying. All of these things that you can do to build up the storylines. Forget about all this. I mean, sure, you can do the Kimberly Pressler, whatever question she asked.
Put mics back in their ear and let them talk while they're bowling.
I'm telling you, just whatever you can do to get the storylines going, because that's what people.
What's more iconic
watch.
than Chris Barnes talking in his approach and absolutely creaming the pocket?
Yeah. Well, they usually still have the mics on, but the earpieces were fun too, and you could talk to the bowlers.
Yeah.
But.
I know I'm going to get got, but I'm going to get mine more than I get got, though. The great Marshawn Lynch. Actually, I do like Marshawn Lynch, by the way. His personality is hilarious. He'd be awesome on TV, and he's a super good guy. But anyways, that was one of the greatest quotes he ever said.
I'm going to get got. Anyway, so what were you going to say? Do you remember now that I rambled on for a few minutes?
I mean, not really, but it's probably all right.
Great.
What were we talking about?
We were talking about the storylines and getting different avenues of the storylines, like
I know I'm really
week in
trying to
and week out versus press conferences and stuff like that.
Me and Kyle cut you off after Taylor Swift.
Well, then Kyle laughed, so I was going to throw something in there because I actually had something valuable to the conversation to say.
All right, this is going nowhere.
But I mean, maybe I don't know.
All right, so let me ask you this: where do you think you're going to go this year? I mean, you got Delaware, which is out of the question apparently, because that's when we're going to OCs.
Well, see, that's like the weekend before, right?
Oh,
it's also Memorial Day weekend. I was thinking about that, but that's literally we would be leaving on Friday, and I swear to God I had something to do. Was that May?
I am lost. No, I don't see it.
Because we go first.
PBA Tour finals are in June. PBA playoffs are in May.
Dude, Delaware is
Champions is April.
Unless I can't read right. I thought it was
World Series event. Is in Allen Park.
Yeah, you're going the wrong way.
I know, but I started at the bottom.
Maybe it's April.
Portland, Maine is the cup. I'm telling you, man, it's not there.
That's weird. Swear to God, I saw it. But anyways, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see where it goes. I think they got to set, like I said, they got to separate it, but at the same time, they got to have singles events for guys to make some sort of money. So, I was gonna say college. March 3rd. That's why I can't go. There we go. That's gonna be the Town and Country Invitational and the Masters for New York State.
Right.
Which I could skip the Masters for the New York State, but when I win that event, I'm not gonna run the Invitational. So, and if I do make it to Saturday and I lose, then I gotta drive home Sunday to run a tournament.
Ouchie.
Hey, Jim Muller, can you help me out? Because he's good at that. But he ran that. But no, I think I think it was about the network, Kyle. It came back to me. I think they could have it, but with all the NIL money and all the stuff going around, I know bowling's not big, but with all the NIL stuff, I'm sure that the people can get sponsored.
What is NIL?
The
national.
It's for you can get paid. I don't know what the heck it is. It's NIL. I forget what the acronym is for, but it's so you can get paid in college.
Oh, for college. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm saying like the broadcast, is there a possibility to have a broadcast because the college is actually getting bigger and we do have a stat for the women.
Yeah.
So maybe this could work. I mean, since 2012, women's bowling is the largest increase in participation, and it was 57 or 58%.
And we're talking strictly about NCAA college,
NCAA women's college.
Yeah, there's no NCAA bowling.
The increase in women's sports alone is astronomical in the past 10 years.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good thing because I mean, if more people are bowling too for the women's sport, it might be feasible to have a network down the road. But it's got to be bigger events. I mean, it can't just be the PBA and this and that. There's got to have to be the college is going to have to get bigger. The colleges are going to have to fund or do something to make it more intense, or maybe go more to arena style play. I still think arena style like Bayside would be better, where it's you do the Bakers but you get fans. I mean, who's going to show up? But I mean, think about you go to the basketball games.
Listen,
start yelling at people.
Well, the thing with it's easy when you have a basketball or football game.
Yeah, it's 2-on-2.
No, it's on site.
Yeah,
so the college kids, I don't have anything to do this Saturday. I'm going to the basketball game or the football game. How many of them are real fans of the game? You know what I mean?
They just want to yell at people.
They all get in for free, so or very discounted tickets. So it is a lot different when you're off site at a bowling alley somewhere, especially if it's traveling to a faraway state. Nobody's there to root you on except probably your parents or whatever.
Sure. And then Robert's saying, plus a lot of money, sponsors. Yeah, well, we have no sponsors in bowling.
They're there. It's just not big money ones.
It's not
except for Snickers.
Like, I mean,
PBR.
There's got to be more to it. I mean, you're got to be able to get more
sponsorships. Major, giant sponsorships are where the money's at.
I'm sure, and maybe they just need more sponsors. I don't know.
Of course.
I'm just saying it doesn't make any sense. I mean, freaking pickleball's exploding. How come we can't freaking start doing anything like that? I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I hear you.
Like, the heck? A lot of money.
Well, but again, they are doing a lot more now with the league.
They're doing a good job. They are doing a good job.
The finals, and
yeah,
they will probably entice when the ratings go up. That's how you sell your.
Well, the ratings were pretty good last year.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying is when the ratings go up, that's how you sell your product to the.
And I'm sure with more now, they're
sponsors.
hoping to get a better viewership, because that'll probably be it right there. It's like, hey, listen, we've got 1 year where we really grew. We added some more events. This is probably the trial year. Like, hey, we've got to get people to watch. So we just got to do it.
And now they're going to be able to learn about the bowlers too, because there's not every person watching the PBA on the weekend is watching them on Bowl TV. So they're not learning who all of these players are. So having teams, if that's how they're doing it, again, who knows, but having teams on that Saturday will expand everybody's view on the PBA. So you've got people like, I'll just use an example of Jason Sterner, who is a great bowler and he's been on TV a few times, but not one of the guys that gets people's attention like Belmo or EJ or Simo, you know what I mean? Who are on TV every single week.
I know.
So when you're not covering the rest of the tournament, like I've been begging for forever, this is one other way to get a different list of bowlers on TV that you might not normally see all the time.
I still think they need a bigger field for bowling. Now, I know that's kind of off the topic, but still, I mean, there has to be another. I missed something.
Yeah, it's all right. Don't worry about it.
There's got to be a bigger event, or there's got to be more people.
Now, I was wondering, where do you think this growth for the women's
Pizza wings? I love what you said. That's the greatest idea.
Pizza wings. We need to show calves on tour. No
this
thanks.
Guy has got great calves.
They do that. They used to do that in the summer when they did the outdoor stuff. You wear shorts. Oh, and actually, they can wear shorts during that strike derby thing. Anyway.
Woohoo.
Yeah. So, what do you think is the driving factor that the women's side is growing so much in the college arena?
More programs.
Is that what you think? It's just a lot more colleges signing on?
I mean,
back when I bowled, there was tons of school. It was not quite 50-50 between men and women. It was probably 30-70 or maybe as high as 40-60. But
I think
of course, that wasn't NCAA. That was.
I think just Title IX, man.
You think so?
Not in a bad way, but like you have.
Well, there are no men's teams because they have to be a club,
right? And if you do, football, if you've got like a football or gaming now, I guess maybe that counts. But if you've got like a men's team, like football, for example, if you've got to match the same amount of scholarships, and men's football has 50 scholarships, what do you have to match? How many teams are that big? Women's soccer equates to men's soccer. Field hockey, because men don't play field hockey, equates to baseball. Golf and golf are equate to each other. Volleyball equates to each other.
Pretty big.
Women's and men. Well, it's not really in the South. Lacrosse as much. It might be popping up more, but women's and still you have women's and men's.
Yep.
So you'd have to cancel it out. So women's, obviously they canceled the guys out, but the men or the men they canceled out. So the women are basically ways to get back some scholarships. I'm not saying it's a bad thing; it's a good thing, but maybe people need it because there are more sports. I think, well, things that classify as sports now, esports and stuff like that, where you play video games. That's not really a sport to me, but that might be the attribute to it. So colleges are looking to add, or maybe they're looking to add women to the campus too, because it's becoming too male dominated. So it's not or populated.
That is not factually true. So, women have been dominating campuses for decades now.
Listen, I don't have any proof of any of that.
I know.
I was literally just throwing that out.
I'm just trying to let you know that is not true.
I don't know. Okay, well, sorry.
My thought is, you know what my thought is?
Okay, give me your thought, Kyle.
Social media. So,
what are you talking about?
Look at the accounts of Daria and Verity and Shannon. Sydney Brumman's got a pretty big following. You've got all of these women that have these pretty large, as social media bowling goes, with thousands and thousands of followers. Stephanie Johnson, she's got a very good following. I think Missy Parkin does too. But anyway, point being, way more exposure to the girls, women, that maybe keep them interested in bowling. Whereas,
you think that the girls are influencing decisions?
They're being influencers. Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're not telling them what to do, but they like, see these women being successful via the gram and or the TikTok, and
so they're like, hey, maybe I should try that.
Right. And they're good. Like these women are obviously good.
I mean,
but maybe it's just
that's good.
Influencing them to keep it going in school.
That's a good thought. That's a little bit better than mine. Mine's just kind of, hey, Title IX, they're looking to add sports. But you have to remember,
but it's been that. How long has
that been?
It's been 20, 30 years at least.
Sure, but
Title IX was in the 80s,
sure,
I think.
Sure, but if there's more, if you got to remember, the schools still have to offer it.
Yeah.
So, like, obviously the schools are adding it. So I don't think the schools are adding it because Verity Crawley has a.
Oh, I see. You're saying the schools are adding the programs.
Exactly.
I get you.
I'm thinking the schools are adding the programs, not the rosters are
as
getting
another
bigger.
way to supplement the women's
possibility. And it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing for bowling because there's more stuff. But it's just a thought, like, well, like I see what you're saying, where people are bowling because they see them on there, and it's like, hey, I want to bowl, or I want to do this, I want to do this in college. But there still has to be spots in bowling. Now, maybe you're right. Maybe it's maybe there aren't as many scholarships as I'm saying there is, because I have no factual information, Jeff. So I have no idea. But I mean, I'm just throwing it out there that maybe that is because I'm assuming it could be, if it's still an NCAA sport, they're going to give scholarships unless it's Division III.
Absolutely.
So unless it's a rule change in bowling, I don't know, but maybe that's what it is. I don't know if there is a Division III bowling. I think they're all just across the board. It is what it is, I would assume.
If I recall correctly, I don't believe that they separate. Like, obviously there's still Big Ten and whatever.
But there's
those schools fall into those categories. But when you go to the tournament,
Division II, everybody's together.
I think everybody's just one division.
Yeah, I would assume that's probably. I mean, that's just my guess. But I mean, social media for you, if that's what it is, then hey, yeah, keep posting, ladies.
All right. So, but that's good on bowling, good on the women for raising it up that extensively since 2012, and that was the number one sport, and
that they said that this post said, and it was at the NCAA too. So I mean, we couldn't find the report. We did look for it. So if somebody finds it, hopefully it's factual information.
You know what would be easy, Austin?
If they put it there,
screenshot. You know, you could have just or save that link.
Still wouldn't be credible.
Oh no, I did find it on.
Anyway. So you want to talk about Arsenals and
you want to do that now? We're not done yet, are we? Are we still
we only got like 10 minutes left. So
we only have 10 minutes left.
You look for that, and I will tell the people, don't forget to like, subscribe, click the bell to get alerts from the channel. You can always email us at downlanepod@gmail.com. You can message us on Instagram or Facebook. And if you can't listen on if you can't watch on YouTube, you can always download and listen via your favorite podcast outlet. And don't forget to visit that Etsy shop. So you wanted to talk about
I was just saying we could start a new segment. What you're throwing at tournaments, stuff like that.
Arsenal update.
Because
Dun 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 dun.
Well, I saw Darren Tang do it, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. You can update people every so often on what's going in the bag. What are you drilling? What are you throwing? See if people have anything to say. So, I mean, why don't you go first, Kyle?
All right, I'll go first. I'm using one ball currently that fits my hand. And it's the Ocean Vibe, as I already said. But if I were to give you an honest outlook of what my arsenal would look like going to a league or a tournament, I can give you the bowling balls that will always go. That's most certainly a phase 2.
Found it.
Whoa, got it. So that's most certainly a phase 2. I'm going to bring my purple. Let's see. Weak end of the spectrum would be High Road Pearl. The Ocean Vibe usually doesn't leave for tournaments. It's basically a house shot killer. It doesn't really seem to work all that well, even when the lanes are totally torched. It's too straight down lane, the way that one rolls. So that's my High Road Pearl is usually the last stop on the train. But yeah, if there's one thing I can say about my equipment, though,
it's all different.
Well, yep, my grips. But no, what I'm gonna say is I'm not an early adopter. So like when something comes out, I'm not one to jump all over it. I like to see how it's gonna, because I gotta buy the ball, right? So like I'm not one to be like, oh, I'm getting that one right away for the most part, unless it's purple. So thanks, Anita. So my point is I use a lot of stuff that is tried and true. And rarely, unless I really need something, like when we drilled the Trailblazer, that was still old when I drilled it.
Well, so it was a good ball for you too.
That ball was great. So anyway, my point is I rarely get something that's new. Rarely.
56% women's bowling has the largest percentage increase in participation since 2012 to 2013. And that has an NCAA logo underneath it.
2012 to 2013. Oh, that was
since.
Oh, since that season, the 12-13 season. Sorry,
yes.
I was misreading it. Deke, that's PBA tournaments only, bud. So look out Super Bowl Sunday when we beat you again.
I will be throwing purple everywhere I can.
Deke was commenting, for those that are not watching on the YouTube.
Like urethane?
Deke was commenting that thank God no purple after January 4th, but he is forgetting that I bowled 99% off PBA and probably less than 1% on PBA tournaments. So yeah, don't negative me, Deke. Anyway, so that's my bag.
Right now,
a lot of old stuff because it's tried and true, and doesn't have to be physically old. It's just lines that have not been erased, like the phase 2 purple hammer. IQ Tour is good. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Ocean Vibe house shot killer, it's the best. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I guess this is like our updated what we're using recently.
Which bag you need to find?
No, I just been ball that's actually come to like is speed,
which you've had
since March,
right?
But I haven't thrown.
Was that your first one though?
Yeah,
it was.
Drilled one.
Okay.
I drilled it. Well, the pros drilled it for me. So yeah, the pros, the ball reps. So they put a pretty strong layout on it.
Ball drillers.
Yeah, they put on a pretty strong layout on it, and I was like, I'm never gonna use this thing. And apparently, I like to use it on like a lot of stuff. I'm gonna try and put on some more stuff. That's what that kinetic cobalt is there for.
And it even rolled pretty good at the Masters. It just the mindset was like unreal out there.
I don't even know if I tried it.
You did. I remember specifically you throwing it.
Oh, I did in practice.
Yeah.
But I don't think I actually used it in a game.
Okay.
Because it wasn't what I wanted it to kind of be. It didn't do what I wanted it to do, which is fine because I didn't understand it. But now the layout is very strong, 50 by 4 3/4 by 25. I did drill that on a kinetic cobalt. That's the ball I've been using, the speed. So that one, I got a brand new plastic ball. It's pretty. That one comes out everywhere I go. It's good. Austin is shaking his head big time over there. He's like, yeah. I've been using that one. I've been using. I don't even.
Are you not prepared for your own segment?
I'm just trying to think what I've been using. Like I haven't really. I've been using a little bit of a perfect mindset. That's a little bit of a longer pinball that is more closer to my fingers, so it's a little weaker layout. It's a little bit good when I get it straighter. Then I've been using, I don't even know, GB2, GB4 hybrid. I'm starting to mix in an ethos, so there's 5 right there. And so those are kind of the balls that I've been using quite a bit recently. And I'm trying to get into using an Infinity and a Quantum Evo response. Those two are kind of like I'm working them in. But the other stuff is the stealths are crap.
Are they on the discontinued list yet?
No, but everybody likes them. I hate it. Well, my solid stealth's okay.
Okay, if everybody likes them, why aren't they throwing them? I
People
mean, in
that
the world, you know what I mean?
People that I have drilled them for really like those balls. I hate the stealth pearl. It is a boat anchor. It's that bad.
Hey, we've all had one.
It never
All the time.
hooks ever. It just goes. I think I threw one yesterday and it's still going.
Well, you're
straight.
left-handed. You're never going to see friction.
Dude, the fronts were okay. So I put out a pattern yesterday where the fronts were hooking because I modified it so the fronts hooked because we were going to Reno. So I used it yesterday. I'm like, what the heck did I modify this pattern for? It was arsenic modified. So I threw it and I'm like, holy crap, the fronts hook a lot. And I hate when the fronts hook. So I try to throw that ball and it's still going straight. Okay, the other ball's hooked. That one's still going straight.
Should contact the ball driller.
It's dumb. So that
Deke
ball
says he's using the Envy Tour.
Yeah, I got one over here too. I just fixed that one up with my grip. I do like that one, except the it's like 5.5-inch pin now because I switched my grip and the roll changed. So it's actually pretty good. I like that one. I do like that one. But those are my 6 that I've been going with right now. And did I say 6? And then I have like the 2 extras I'm working to see where they fit. It needs oil. Not the Stealth Pearl already. I bowled on 43 feet yesterday. It never hooked.
He's got the. Does he have the Stealth?
Yeah.
He's got
both.
Oh, he does have both?
I think he is. I don't know.
He's got the solid.
He's got the solid one.
Does he have
I like the solid one. The solid one for me is pretty good. It's very smooth, which I'm okay with. That's fine. It's a ball up from my GB2, but the Pearl, man, thing is not like I drilled it for one guy and he shoots 1,000 every week with it. Pete crushes them every week. I know it's not a house shot, but still, it should hook somewhere.
Well, yeah, he plays it right in the dirt.
I drilled my ethos weaker than that, and my ethos hook. It curves more. I'm not gonna say it hooks earlier because I don't even know if I even surfaced down the Stealth Pearl and it still goes straight. The original Stealth is good. I used it on Earl Anthony.
Is that one
this week.
symmetrical? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
The original Stealth I used on Earl Anthony this week, and that was a ball I interchanged between a Speed, a Stealth, and a Blue Hammer until I got to match play and used the perfect mindset. So I do enjoy the Stealth. That is another ball that I use.
The OG sanded Stealth.
With sanded Stealth. The Pearl one is going to be Artie. You can have it, bub. Just take it.
Austin, what are you using?
Quantum.
And
All of them.
you love that Quantum line, man.
Yeah, that response is really nice for me.
Good ball.
It's still not as good as the Evo Pro, in my opinion. That Evo Pro is just ridiculous for me.
Are you still able to get those? Are they gonzos?
The Pearls?
Yeah. The Evo line is done, right?
No, well, the response took over the regular Evo.
Oh, so he...
I can see if I can get one.
He can't get any more pearls.
Oh, what do you mean? I got 2.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Are they drilled the same?
No, we drilled different.
Oh, wow. That's what plug is for.
Yeah, well...
No, they're both good.
Yeah,
they're both good for him.
The one we just made go a tad longer, I believe.
Let's see.
And then I got a Verge Solid, which is always in the tournament equipment. The Evo Solid, and then I have it's kind of a toss-up between the low flare Activate that I have and one of the Warrant Solids, because we have a low flare Warrant Solid and a
real strong one.
Really strong one.
Did you say the orange ball?
Yeah.
Okay.
Verge Solid.
Yeah,
that is a good ball.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good ball.
That rolls really good for him too.
Rolls really early for me, but it still continues down lanes. So
I do like that ball a lot.
But no Rhino?
Will not make a tournament bag, but it is definitely a house shot bag. Yeah, no, that I actually threw that at Sportsman's Monday night.
I tell you, it's a good ball when they're fried.
Could not believe it still made the corner there.
When they're fried, it's a good ball, and you could definitely use it. But yeah, I mean, we should be doing updates on this. I mean, I will, because as the new ones come out, I'll probably have 1 or 2 that I've been throwing a little bit more. But Pizza Wings found out his phase 3 had a 2.5-inch pin with his PAP. Since he's now a high track bowler, must have been 3 3/8 originally plugged. Yeah, I mean, if you plug your ball and change your grip, your specs definitely move. Mine moved over about a 1/2 inch on my lateral line, and the horizontal, the vertical line, the vertical stayed the same. So my tilt's roughly about the same. It just went over a little bit. My track's a little different now. So it made all my pins about a 1/2 inch to a 1/4 inch farther. It's now, getting plugged. It's going to go 5x20. Hello. I like 5x30.
Last week we were talking about duds. Phase 3, right? That thing did nothing in the market.
I didn't do anything in the market, but it was a good ball though. It
phase 2 and phase 4. Phase 4 was freaking awesome.
It was illegal.
Unfortunately, it's now a dumpster hider, and now phase 5, which is not as good.
Here we go.
Michael Polkey.
Mindset Black Widow 2.0 Vibo, they call that, by the way. Virtual Energy Blackout, they call it Vibo.
Storm guys are so cool.
Phase 2 IQ Tour and a Captivate. You got a great bag there. Got a lot of different stuff there. I do enjoy that. Definitely, you could go anywhere you need to go. Pizza Wings. He's had too many 30s and 35s. I want to see how 20 rolls. Well, it's definitely going to try and hook. I'll tell you that much. It cuts off the hook zone a little bit. By that, I mean, it still wants to flare less because the 5-inch pin will make it flare less, but the 20 will want to kind of make it pick up earlier. So you might not see as much length out of it as you would see with the 30 or 35, but nonetheless, if you've got some volume or you needed to come off the spot or pick up in the mid lane, you're not going to miss it, that's for sure. So that's what actually I've been going for. I've been thinking about it. I had an epiphany last night. That's what I'm going to do, I think. Drill some stronger pieces.
Epiphany of the week.
Yeah, but it's not like, am I throwing? It's like, hey, I'm going to drill some balls that have a little lower VALs, little longer pins like I've got on that speed, because I think that I might be able to make a bag out of that and then do some pin down stuff or pin closer to my finger like I normally have and be able to alternate between
those. It's a lot steadier, isn't it, that roll?
On that speed?
Yeah, isn't it a pretty steady roll now?
Like normally when I go with a longer pin, it really gets up and gets forward. My roll is pretty forward anyways, I feel like, and I don't know, my track is low, but my ball always picks up in the fronts, even if it's not sanded, like it always does.
Does your stuff flare pretty good? Is that why?
I mean, I use shorter pins. It used to be a 4 1/4 inch pin on my ASIMs, which is more side roll. Now it's 4.5, so they're very they're still similar. Like they're close.
Not that wild of a change.
But when I get to like 5 inches, 5 inches is when I really see my ball on asymmetrical balls really just kind of like they hook. They go this way. That's why all the lefties like longer pins, because it keeps you on top of the friction more. But I don't think I'm a typical lefty anymore.
No, you're right of every lefty.
Yep. So
except for
Anthony Nair.
No.
Butters.
Yes.
Butturf, yeah.
And doesn't count, but the Iceman.
Yeah.
He's too
so for me, yeah, I'm usually a little bit farther right, so I do like a little bit of a stronger pin position because they do have a little more side roll to them. But I'm gonna test out this layout here because it doesn't miss the mid lane. Like we've always talked about, like it controls the mid lane really well, but it doesn't go sideways off the mid lane. It gets more forward. So if I can get it to read the mid lane and go forward, it might be better than having it go forward down lane with not a lot of hook. It might retain too much energy.
Which is exactly what everyone needs on those types of patterns on the higher volume, more difficult, flatter patterns. You need the ball to start picking up so that if you miss a little, it's not gonna sail on you necessarily, but only a little. On those patterns, you can't be missing a lot.
Right, and I think that'll make a difference too because it'll give me a little bit of a different look overall. And I think I did do some research last night because I couldn't sleep. And research, I mean, looking up pictures on Instagram, and looking where these guys have their stuff. And I did see a lot of the kid I crossed with Bowlby,
yeah,
whatever it is, Bowlby.
Yep.
He has a lot shorter grip than I do, but his pins are like 2 inches higher than his fingers.
Wow.
Yeah, they're super tall, and his mass bias is right where I drilled that one I drilled today. So I was like, And he bowls a lot of the Pro Tour stuff. So I was like, maybe I should try it. Even though we have a lot of front friction here, they also have front friction out there. So we'll see what happens.
Pizza Wings got a Proton, DNA, Infinite Physics, Absolute, Phase 2, Fate, Phase 3, Hustle Rip. And Pitch Black and Purple Hammer. And then he also mentioned his IQ.
Yeah, that's
IQ Tour.
Yeah. You do like the smelly ones. You like the smelly balls pizza wing. That's okay. We ain't mad at you. Listen, man, whatever floats your boat. You know, they all take a left-hand turn if you're right-handed down the lane. If you're left-handed, they take a right-hand turn somewhere down the lane. So that is a good bag too. You can go down and back and forth.
Ball?
They take either way. It doesn't matter. It still
Mine goes straight.
I threw a backup ball on Monday night because there was more oil on the right.
Nice.
I shot 175. That was my high game of the night.
Oh, Clint's got some old stuff here. What's he got? He's got
Phase 2, X2, Fate, Hustle, Camo, and Emerald.
Oh, Phase 2, okay. Yeah,
P2 is the abbreviation that Storm players use. Good back. Kyle loves the X2. When he was in 14 pounds, he's no longer in 14 pounds. He did like the X2. A lot of guys like that Fate. I did hear, if anybody hasn't heard yet, the Journey is the best one to come, and they say it's unbelievable. So make sure you check that one out. They say it's good. I don't know. I like Brunswick Ethos anyways. But yeah, I heard that those are really good. So we'll have to see. I like that bag too. Looks like you guys have gotten yourselves. So you've been listening to the podcast and you've been picking your arsenals pretty good.
You're welcome. All right. Well, guys, it is time for us to go bowling. So please don't forget to like, subscribe, click the bell to get alerts from the channel. Oh, and also go to all of those social pages, Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe there, or just like us and follow us. Don't forget to email us if you have any questions or comments or show suggestions at downlanepod@gmail.com, and check out that Etsy store.
We need some more shirts. I gotta do a design, man.
All tonight, guys. I gotta do more for the show. I gotta do more
for the show. I know. I do. I
say it every week. And what do we have for results?
Nothing.
All
that's
right.
just how I like it, baby.
All right, guys. Thank you to Jack Scaccia, proprietor of Town and Country Lanes, Austin Van Buren. Excellent show. Thanks for keeping us alive over here. Anthony, another good show tonight.
I didn't want Deke's comment to go wayward here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a big
with the Journey out of the box, 825.
Did hear it's the best one. I did hear that it's real good.
Thanks, Michael. We will hopefully have luck on our side tonight.
Just remember, Deke, the best ball ever made. Purple Score Maker, baby.
That's right. Thank you to my family, Stephanie, Zach, and Ethan.
Jan bread.
We will see you guys next week. This is Down Lane Podcast.